Welcome back to the channel. I am TJ, the big sports guy. If you want to see my new pickups, go here on Instagram. If you want to see cards for sale, go here on eBay. And let's jump into today's content. In today's video, we are going to talk about 5 things that you can expect from the sports card market in 2023. All right, now the first thing that you can expect is that we are finally going to hit rock bottom for the low-end cards. So I'm talking about the base cards, the colored mosaic parallels that are not numbered, the Prism silvers that are not rookies. Obviously, the rookies are still going to hold more value than the base, but like second year Prism silvers and things like that. They're actually pretty cheap as they are, but I think since they're as cheap as they are, those prices are really going to level off. I don't think that there's really much room for them to continue to decline. So this is kind of the number one thing that I think is going to happen. We've already seen such a reduction through 2022, especially here at the end of the year, that I just don't think those cards can really go much lower. So I think those things are finally going to, kind of level off and stay around the $1 to $3 range, even for the big name players. So if you're looking for a base card of Tom Brady, that's a cool looking card. You can get a mosaic green, yellow, orange. They've got basically every color you can think of now. So that's kind of a good thing, right, for the collectors. But I do think that's the number one thing that's going to happen in 2023. The second thing, another thing that I think is going to level off this year is card show traffic. We had a huge influx of people that came into the hobby in 2019, 20, and 21. I think 2022, we finally started to see a slowdown in that, especially again toward the end of the year. And I think that in 2023, we are going to see those card show traffic finally level off. I don't think it's going to continue to decline, but I think we are going to get to the point where we're back to the true collectors who will be out and about at the shows and going after their grail cards, which I think is awesome. A lot of the guys that came into the hobby who were just looking to make a quick flip, especially those guys that were looking to buy and make money off of retail products, which really don't have a lot of hits. I'm glad that that is over. So I think some of those people have, again, left the hobby and moved on to something else. So card show traffic definitely going to level off this year. I don't know that we'll see it go back up to any kind of higher level, even if the economy starts to pick back up and people have more money in their pocket. I don't know that it will really pick up, but I don't think it will continue to decline as much as people seem to think that it might as well. So I definitely expect that to level off in 2023. The third thing to look for in 2023 is that the National this year is going to be an awesome show because it is returning to Chicago after last year when it was in Atlantic City. I personally got COVID when I went to Atlantic City, but on top of that, the city of Atlantic City, there is nothing to do. There are a few casinos, but it's a fairly rundown city. If you're not looking to drink or gamble after the card shows, there's really not a whole lot going on there. It's not a great city with things to do, but Chicago is going to bring the heat this year. It's going to be an awesome show. The venue in Atlantic City also had the worst Wi-Fi of any card show I've ever been to. I've heard nothing but good things about Chicago and the venue they've selected, and the Wi-Fi should be on point, so we'll be able to look up comps and see kind of what we need information-wise, right, to be able to buy and sell. So I think the Chicago show is going to be absolutely awesome. The other thing that was kind of a drawback about Atlantic City is that a lot of the vendors that were there, I know they pay a lot for those tables because it's the biggest show of the year. Their prices, though, were still way, way high. They were still on those pandemic prices, as I like to call them, so they were still way, way overpriced. I think in 2023, though, people are going to become a lot more realistic. They're obviously buying at a lower price point, which allows them to sell at a lower price point. So if the vendors are smart about it, they've got a reduction in prices this year. They're way more realistic to open up themselves to even more buyers. So hopefully we can get those deals going back and forth, and I think this is going to be a great show this year in Chicago. I'm looking forward to going. I've already purchased tickets. If you haven't done that, go to the National website. You can get them. They are available already. But I think that is the number 3 thing that you can watch for in 2023 when it comes to the sports card hobby. All right, the fourth thing to look for is grading will start to turn around quicker and become even cheaper as demand slows compared to last year. SGC has been really great. Especially as of late with their turn times. They're getting a lot quicker. I do think that PSA, for the most part, will probably stick around that $15 price point that they've kind of worked themselves back down to. I would like to see their turn times get a little bit closer to like 60 days or less, even for the bulk subs. All of that backlog should be gone now. We should be back to full head of steam here, full capabilities. They also, I believe, opened a new facility on the East Coast. They just had the one in the West Coast, so hopefully they'll be able to get those turn times down. Like I said, SGC's been super quick. Anywhere, I believe, from like $12 to $18 per card, depending on what you're doing with SGC. Turnaround times have only been a couple of weeks, though, which is absolutely fantastic. I look for PSA to get back in line with that a little bit more. And the other thing, too, again, going back to kind of that last point, with a lot of people out of the hobby now who are just in it for that quick money grab, I'm hoping, and I've seen this a little bit in some of the Facebook card groups that I'm in, but a lot of people are starting to really again see the value in holding raw cards in their collection, which again is going to drive down the demand for the grading. You know, there were a few people that I talked to last year where it was like no matter what card I talked to them about when it came to a raw card, they wanted to talk about what the grade would be, potentially what it could be. Is it an 8? Is it a 9? Whatever. And it was so irritating to me. I absolutely hate that. I can't stand it. If I come up to you and I'm talking to you about a raw card, I'm talking about the raw card. I don't care if it's a 10, a 9, an 8. I don't care what company you send it to. Not all cards are meant to be graded. Some people are actually true collectors. They just want the card. They want one that's in great shape, obviously, but that doesn't mean that it needs to be encased or graded by some company giving it a number that they decided, because one day from the next it might go from a 10 to a 9 anyways. So that was one thing that was really irritating, but it is nice to see those people that are kind of gravitating back toward the raw cards. The nostalgia for these cards and the collectability and just having your hands on that card. That's what's actually truly important. So that's the fourth thing to watch out for in 2023. Now, the fifth and final thing that I think is definitely going to happen in 2023 is that the majority of buying and selling is going to be taking place back online and on the mainstream platforms like eBay. The groups that I'm in and Facebook have already showed signs of slowing down, especially in terms of comments, likes, buyers. Even if someone gives you a hard time in those groups and you don't get a whole lot of interest there, it seems like you're still able to take those cards just from personal experience and put them on eBay and translate it to a sale. So I think people are really just kind of done with the rude comments and the criticism in the Facebook groups. They know what to expect with eBay. As a buyer, it's really a hassle-free process, right? You know, as a seller, you're going to be paying eBay their cut, but it opens you up to this big audience, and you kind of know what to expect. You pay them, but it's a hassle-free sale. You're not having somebody dog you on your price or you know, talk about what a bad player the person is or whatever. So there's a lot less back and forth with eBay. And I think a lot of people really like that, and so I think they're going to get back to buying those things on eBay and other sites like that. I mean, that's not the only place where you can buy cards. Obviously, you've got several different auction houses, and you've got MySlabs, and you've got different places like that. But I think primarily people are going to go back to the online way of doing business because we had that big influx of people. I think the card shows really did pick up, and like I said already, I think that show traffic is going to kind of level off. So for the people who really enjoy that type of thing, and I'm one of those people, you can still go and buy your cards there, but the number of people who primarily want to buy cards want them, you know, easily. They want them without hassle. They want them delivered. It's why all these other companies like Amazon are so popular, right? You can buy things and have them shipped right to your house. So I think a lot of people are just going to go back to like kind of buying online. There's more things to search for. With the prices being lower, you don't have to go to the card show now and like hunt through bins to find stuff. They're cheap enough now to where you can go online and you can buy 3 or 4 things for the price of one card you were paying last year. So I think it makes more sense for people just to pay the shipping and have them sent to them as well. So that's another reason why I think that you know, mostly people are going to go back to those online platforms for buying in 2023. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you. I am super excited for this year to be able to make some even better, unique content. I've got some really cool ideas coming up. I'm hoping that they're going to play out the way that I am envisioning them as of now. If you haven't done this already, I am going to throw up some more videos here that you can like, watch, comment, and you can subscribe to the channel as well. We've been growing like crazy, still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. No doubt we will get there this year. The goal is to get to 5,000 by the end of 2023. So really appreciate you if you could just spread the word and tell your friends about this channel. We're going to try to really make it grow. I want to feature some other collections this year, some unique things that maybe you don't see, and even travel a bit out of state to go to other card shops and card shows. So hopefully you guys like this. I'm going to try to post at least 2 to 3 times a week for you and bring you regular content from the sports card hobby. So thanks again, and I will catch you next time.